is Crystal Michaels, and I am here to present the idea that teachers have a very positive impact on students as they grow. The teacher's job is often overlooked. The reality of the job, though, is that teachers play an important role of promoting God's prize. Teachers are important for the obvious reason, education, but their job doesn't stop there. The Bible says in Psalm 127:3, "Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb a reward." God values children. While parents hold initial responsibility for their children, teachers hold as much influence and often even a bigger impact. God values human life. He values life before we are born, as we grow from infants to teens, and further on into and beyond our lives. While God holds value for all human life, the importance of children is in some ways more significant. Children are incredibly influential. They have a very monkey see, monkey do mentality. For example, when an adult is moving a heavy piece of furniture and the child sees them doing this, they will often go up behind them and push it with them, thinking that they're doing the same amount of work and that they're doing the exact thing that they should be doing. Not only are children incredibly influential, but children have a natural ability to love. Whether the ability is nurtured at a younger age determines the quality of the ability later in life. An example would be when you're playing with a child and they do something that you don't necessarily agree with, you might pretend to start crying, and they immediately want to hug you or tell you how much they love you, anything to establish the forgiveness that they still are important, just to show love. As a child begins to transform into school-age children, their everyday influences turn from just their parents to their teachers, who resume their responsibility in the classroom. We have all heard the saying, "Children are our future," but many of us overlook the truth to this popular saying. However, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 3:16-7, "Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple, and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy that person, for God's temple is sacred, and you together are that temple." As adults, we hold a certain responsibility to model the future. If children are taught to be hateful and destructive, God's temple will surely begin to fall apart. Teachers, like parents, have the capability and responsibility to instill positivity into every child. By doing so, they're promoting God's values and building motivation and affection, along with education, into a future generation. As I said before, children have a never-failing ability to love. They hold an innocence that most people lose with age. However, in Matthew 18:1-5, he called a little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me." Teachers accept not only one child, but several children, and are able to relate to them through an often childlike mindset. While the ultimate job of a teacher is to educate, they all have underlying jobs that they assume to connect with that ultimate objective of educating. Teachers are educators, mentors, role models, and oftentimes friends. They have many influences. Unfortunately, not all children come from a positive home life. There are children who enter school who have been neglected or in some cases abused. Although it isn't in the job description of a teacher to be a parental guidance, there are often times where they can promote a lot of positivity into a child's life who craves that kind of attention. They also open doors to new aspirations. Children enter school with an idea of what they want to be when they grow up. Some want to be a firefighter or a doctor or a superhero, or my favorite, a princess. And teachers have the ability to instill new aspirations, new ideas, and new interests into their lives, where they can further develop what they would like to be. In the same ways, a teacher plays a part in influencing good self-esteem. Enabling a child to see their worth and potential is essential to building their confidence and increasing their growth. Most children and adults will naturally put off a difficult subject that they have to learn, like public speaking or math, or anything that they find as a difficult phase. Teachers have the ability to make things more enjoyable or more interesting to children so that they will develop a better educational interest. After speaking with my mom, who was a substitute teacher, she basically said that it takes a very important person to be a teacher, someone who is very dedicated and knows the reward in seeing the success of a student. So it's definitely great to have good teachers, and it's definitely a career that I would recommend if you value children.